Well, thank you very much, Jonathan, and I really appreciate everybody showing up to today's webinar. We're going to take a good look at our integration with Retail Management Hero, and in the process, you'll get a chance to see a little bit of Retail Management Hero above and beyond what they've even shown in some of their demonstrations, and you'll see how deep our integration is with Retail Management Hero. So welcome aboard, and let's go right into it. We're going to do things just like you would if you were working in your store. First, we'll take a quick look at my web store. This is my demo web store. It is synced to my Retail Management Hero software at this point in time. It is a responsive template. As you can see, I resized the template and the space, and it adjusts to the space that it has, and it looks great and works great on mobile as well. So we'll come back to the website in just a minute. First, let's start off in Retail Management Hero. For those of you that have worked with it a little bit and seen the beta product, etc., this will be familiar to you. If you're used to working with RMS, the good news is this is very quick and easy to pick up and learn because so many processes are very, very similar to what RMS is. It's just laid out in a different way, and some things are made much easier. So let's start off today by creating a new item. We're going to do a new standard item. We're going to create a fictitious lookup code. And our description for this today is going to be car leather cleaner. And we'll give it a quick description. We won't mess with most of the other information. We will give it a price of $20 and a cost of $10, just so we can see that kind of information. The only other thing we really have to do in Retail Management Hero at this point in time is assign a quantity to it. So let's create 10 in this inventory for today. You can receive purchase orders and everything else, and obviously that would automatically update your inventory for you. And we're going to save and close this, and we're going to start working with one of the pieces of software that comes with your NitroCell integration, and it's called Product Attribute Manager. Now, with Product Attribute Manager, it takes a snapshot of the RMH database and shows you the products and presents them very similarly to how they are now presented in Retail Management Hero. But with our Product Attribute Manager, you're allowed to do things that extend the data that's available in RMH for a much better website experience. In order for our new product to show, because it does take a snapshot, I do need to close my Product Attribute Manager, and now I'll reopen it. And we'll look here and we can see that here's my car leather cleaner that I just created. I've already got another one in there as well. You can see that I've got no departments and categories, but we can change those things directly in PAM because this does talk directly to the RMH database, and so it allows you to make quick changes. I can copy and paste across rows and do many other exercises along those lines. For today's demonstration, I'm going to select a few special PAM fields that will determine the item's behavior on the website. I'm going to call it a new product. I'm going to put it under promotions as well. And then there's some other things that we can do in PAM. You can use the pricing right out of RMS. As you can see, the price that I pulled out from there is 20, or if I want, I can assign a web price that is different than the price that I want to charge from RMS. So for today's exercise, I'm going to put in 19. And then let's say that I want to have a special online on this price and only online. I can put in 15 here, and that will get picked up. Another little bit of information is if you're running sales in RMS and you want those sales exposed on the website, we can do that, including things like buy one, get one, X for Z, all those kinds of sales quantity discounts. All those discounts that are offered in RMH are also available in NitroCell and on your web store. But for our purposes today, I'm going to use a web price and a web sale price. Something else that we help you do is, as you know, you're limited to like 30 characters for a product description in RMH, and that can really limit what you want to show on the screen on your website. So we created web description, which allows you to do up to 250 characters, I believe, and really extend the name of the product as far as the website goes. So we're going to call this, we'll call it Crystal Car Leather, oops, if I can type, Cleaner. And I also want to assign it as a web item and make it true so it'll show up on my web. And you can pick and choose the products in your database that you show on the web. You can control how they show up on the web based on the inventory quantities you have on hand. You can have them come down automatically when you run out. You can have them come down automatically when you get below a certain level if you don't want to show them. Or you can have products that you're able to order show up even when you have zero quantity in your RMS inventory. So we give you all kinds of options as far as those kinds of things go. And we can also assign images. I'm going to cheat. Our software will search for images for you, and you can see it goes out and finds these images. Now, this isn't a great idea for you to populate on your own site because you might run into copyright infringement, but if you've got a vendor who stores all their images on a website and they don't password protect that website, then you can use this feature to go to that vendor site only when you say show images from this domain only, and you can pick up the vendor, your vendor's images for your database quickly and easily in here. For today's exercise, let's go ahead and see if this picture works great. Yep, looks good. And so we'll just go ahead and borrow somebody's Murr Ultimate Car Care Leather Cleaner. And then what we'll do now is we'll commit our changes. And once we commit the changes, if we go back and look in Manager, and we, like we have to do in any situation, sorry, but my GoToMeeting thing is in the way. Let's go ahead and look at our item screen again. And you can see that I have both of my leather cleaners in here now, and they show up, the pricing, etc. The one that has 10 is the one that we just created, and you'll see also that it's now assigned to the auto parts department in the auto accessories category. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to run the synchronization software. Our synchronization software, NSC Sync, talks to the database in your store and then takes that information and populates your web store with that information. It's running in the background at all times. You don't have to do manual syncs like I just did on any kind of regular basis because the software will do it for you. But in this case, I want these changes to be immediate so that when I go to my website and I look for my new product, I'll find it. So let me refresh my website. And you'll notice that under new products, one of the special fields I selected in PAM, my Crystal Car Care Leather Cleaner is shown up. Or my Crytol Car Leather Cleaner, I guess, is actually showing up if I can't type. And you can see that it's taking my web price and it's also showing my web discount. If I go look at the product itself, it's got my description in it. It shows the percentage depending on whether you want the percentage to show or the dollar amount to show as far as how much they're saving, and all these things are created dynamically by our software. I obviously didn't have to do any of this or worry about how to create this on a page. So the next step is to go ahead and let's take a let's go ahead and buy. Well, let's look at this in we have the auto parts department. You can see the menu here. If I go into auto accessories, my product is also going to show up in the product listing, and you can see how these looks. We have automatic tags that based on what you want to show. This is a new product and it's on sale, or I've got a new product that has a special offer on it. It just depends on what you want to call it and which PAM fields you select. You can see that it's showing the saving percentage here. So let me go ahead and go to the product and let's add this to the basket. And then I'm going to sign in. And I'm going to go to my cart, and I'll see that I've added the product. You can see how it looks. I can continue shopping, or I can go to checkout. I'm going to go ahead and go to checkout, and since I did log in, it automatically populates the information for me. At this point in time, your customers will have a chance to create an account, to join the retailer mailing list. If they have a different ship-to address, they can enter that in. They can add a comment, Nitro test in this case, let's say. They can select the shipping method, etc. And I'm going to go into a lot of detail about some of these things that are going on in the background, but for this purpose right now, I just want to show you how the order process and everything works. So I'm going to go ahead and make a payment, and when I make the payment, the system, whoops, I have to select my title. Okay. I'm going to make the payment. And once we've made the payment, the system automatically sends out 2 emails. One email goes to the retailer, and that's the one I'm seeing right here. It's popping up on my screen right now, and it shows me the order that was placed by my customer. In this case, since I am the retailer and the customer both, it looks pretty similar, but it shows what they bought, you know, their tender types and everything else and all those kinds of things. So you get notified of that immediately. It's also notified in the POS system that you've received an order. And at the pop-up screen, you may have seen at the bottom at the same time, or you will see here in just a moment. That same email goes to your customer to confirm their order purchase. Now, the next time that the system synchronizes, and I'm going to go ahead and synchronize now, you'll see we get a pop-up window in the bottom right of the screen running the POS that says a new web order has been received. So if someone's standing at the screen, they'll know also right then that you got a new web order. So now we're going to go ahead and open up the point of sale system and log in. And you'll see, because I've got the NitroCell integration on my machine, I've got a custom button that says Get Web Orders. And when I select that, I'll see any outstanding web orders that I have. I can select the web order and open it. I can print a pick list right here if I just wanted to print the pick list instead of going ahead and, you know, processing the order at this moment. Or I can go ahead and open it and process the order. Now I'm getting some special warnings based on a demo store that you won't get typically. It notices that this is a test order, so that you didn't get any money, so I don't want to ship my special leather cleaner. And then if there are any comments from the customer, they'll show up here. And there's also special comments around some of the items where, you know, if they've done something special with some of the special items and features that we have in our back end, so those comments would appear here as well. So we hit next and hit OK. And it brings up the order completely. If there were any item level comments, we would see them. So if there were special, again, if there were special features that you were using within NitroCell for certain types of products, you know, you would see the item comments here. Let's go ahead and process and tender the sale. And coming in, no, I don't want a receipt. And as simple as that, it was like the customer was standing right in front of you. We went and got the order from the website. It came straight into the POS, and I was able to process it that quickly. And also, you know, we send out another order that lets the customer know that at that point your order has been processed and is pending shipment. And so that's the second order of the standard emails that go out. And you can also set it up depending on how you're doing things so that you can send the shipping information to the customer if you have that. We do have integrations with shipping providers that can print your labels, etc. So, you know, those things are all handled through us and third parties. So, you know, again, your sync will be running in the background, and things are going to be updated automatically by that as you go along. So if we go back to our web store and we go look at our leather cleaner, you'll see that now we only have 9 in stock, and we're showing that on the website that quickly. If we go back into Manager, now right now it's in our leather cleaner, it should show 10 because I haven't refreshed this screen, and I don't know the quick way to do that yet. I'm still getting used to some of the things in RMH myself, but now you can see that if I look at my leather cleaner, my updated quantity in my point of sale system is 9. Now in addition to that, if I go and look at my customers, you can see that this information also gets updated on a regular basis. This is I think it's another screen that needs to be updated. Yeah, there I am. And it brings me into my information. I can look at my purchase history, my online purchase history, my in-store purchase history will all be tied into this database in RMH. So, you know, your customers don't have any issues, or you don't have any issues keeping track of what your customer is purchasing, you know, what kind of products they like. So as you build a relationship with that customer, you're able to, you know, continue to keep that information at your fingertips. Because this was all processed at the POS, that also means that all your sales reports, tax reports, and other reports are automatically updated with the information from your web store sales as well as your in-store sales. So you're not trying to balance two databases, you're not trying to transfer information back and forth between two places. It's all integrated and together, and it creates an omni-channel experience for your customer because you can use everything that pretty much everything that you've got going on in RMH can be expressed on your NitroCell website. So let's go back to the website briefly and take just a little bit more of a look at it, because there's some things we want to show you and do. What we've seen so far is the basic integration and how NitroCell keeps both databases together. What I'm going to show you now are the e-commerce features and the website management features that NitroCell has that sets us apart from most other, and if not all other, platforms out there that might possibly work with RMH. So we've got our site. It's a very pretty, responsive design, or at least, it's solid looking for a demo site. We can make your site absolutely gorgeous, but, we put this together in about 10 minutes. So give me a little bit of a slack there on that. But as we move forward here, let's go into what we can do with our website using the NitroCell Partner Portal, the back end that allows you to, it's going to want me to log back in because I've been out for a while, to control your website and the e-commerce features. Okay, so this is my web store manager for my demo store, and as you can see, there are several tabs here. Now, when you purchase the NitroCell software, it comes mandatory with the NitroCell implementation or with an implementation by the reseller that you purchase the software from. And if we're allowing that reseller to provide you with an implementation, then they know very, very much what they're doing. We learned a long time ago that if we didn't train you on the software and teach you how to properly use it, then the chances of your website not performing the way it should and could are very high. NitroCell is a very easy software to use, but it's a very deep software. There's a lot of features and things, and so when we take you through the implementation process, we'll go through all the tabs that you see here. A lot of these tabs have one-time only setup type features, and we'll walk you through the best way to configure your website for your merchandising needs and the type of products that you sell. And once most of these things are set up, then you don't have to mess with them again. When you're talking about shipping and taxes, those are generally things you do once and forget. You set up your payment gateway, or if you want, and your currencies and your risk and frauds software, if that's what you want to use, all those are set up and forget. But we also give you a lot of tools that you can use on an ongoing basis for your website to improve the way the products are dealt with and what happens on your site and what you're featuring and how you have to, the different pieces that you want to feature at any given point in time. You can set up the discounts to show from RMH, the lists and registries. These are gift registries and they're website based, but you can use one of the special quick add to basket features that we have, and you can actually set it up so that customers can walk around the store with a handheld in their hand, going to the web, they'll be on the your NitroCell site, but they can use like a scanner to go scan items into that list, and then they can automatically add that to the registry. One of the big things that we've come up with in the last year and a half or 2 years is filtered search. Now, filtered search, if we go back to the website briefly and we look at something like clothing, for example, filtered search are these features over here where customers can quickly and easily select the features that they're looking for in a product and get it down so that they're only looking at 1 or 2 items instead of your entire website, and they can do this with just a few clicks. Now, you're not limited to just 3 persistent filters. We have wine stores with many more and things along those lines, but with the persistent filtered search, we've made it very, very easy to set up these filters. You can set it up so that the price filter is, between various prices. You can set one of them up so that it's based on the department that something is in. You can do one where it's automatically the size from sub-description 1 if that's where you've got your size attribute for your products that do have a size. The ones that have color from attribute 2 automatically come out of sub-description 2. And then there's other groups that you can add where you actually create the filter itself. Do you want to select actual products that go into it and everything else? That can be a little bit more time consuming, but it gives you complete granular control over how you break down these filters to make it easier for your customers to shop, because different retail lines really require different different filters to make sense for each customer. So if we go back here, in addition to persistent filter search, there's the basic things along the lines of product customization, gift wrapping. We've got tons of product settings. Most of these are one-time use things. Again, this is where you would do things like setting up how the product shows when it's in stock, out of stock, etc. If we continue on, we have marketing features for you to use. The web coupons are things that you can set up a coupon so that one particular item or department or a category or a theme or a brand can be on sale. They can be one-time use coupons, etc. I don't have any coupons set up in here, but they really do give you a lot of options, and you can restrict how they work, and you can apply rules to them, etc. So there's almost nothing that you can't create a promotion for your web store coupons. Your customers can do reviews. You have the ability to look at those before they're allowed to be on the web, although we recommend, so long as it's a legitimate review, no matter what the customer rated it, that you go ahead and do those because it gives more credibility to your site. We have SEO settings. You can do SEO URLs and set up the format that you want to run in. Your social media is as easy as clicking a button to enable different things. You can, enable a Facebook login if you want your customers to be able to log in with their Facebook login. The Facebook and tweets are all there, and with the click of a button, you can enable those or disable those if you're not using some of those features. There's communications, emails, etc. We have a membership module now where a customer can buy a membership on the site. And in the process of buying that, get a discount on the cart that they have, everything in it except the membership, to encourage people to buy memberships on the spot and offer them better pricing going forward. You can set up a charity button where if you want to have your customers donate $1 to charity at checkout, you can set that up. And we've got marketing settings, etc., around the different things. One thing I didn't touch on was product feeds. The product feeds include the Amazon and Google shopping feeds, as well as we do have the ability to generate a generic feed that can be sent into other places. We wanted to mention that real quick, and then if we go through everything else, finally I'm going to get to the design and content side of things, and I'll show you a few things real quickly. First, you have access to the content sections of all these pages, and your ability to edit them comes into place, where you can add your own content, etc., into the page. You can add images. We've got a good solid content editor here that allows you a lot of flexibility. As you can see, I'm just using a basic blank homepage right this moment in time. If I wanted to, say, add something to a department page, I can edit the page and just say content. I'm still not typing very well. And I save that information. I can make that, it's giving me a preview of how it's going to look, and then I can go ahead and make that change live. And if I go to my site again and look at the auto parts department page, anyway, it should be here, but apparently there's something missing in my back end right now, so apologize for that. Oh, it's draft save, not visible to public, excuse me. There's an extra step in here. I thought that one. Anyway, it will take that. It should take that and bring it on out. There must be something that I'm doing wrong that have to do with the new responsive templates that I'm not aware of to make that draft available. Anyway, you also have the ability, we do, for those of you who work with designers, give you access to the templates. The templates are set up in panels. Each of the panels has a list of the different variables that can be used on a given panel. That's very, very helpful to your developers and things, so they know what they can and can't do and how they can set up the page to dynamically create the kind of website that you want. We have a design team on staff that can also do the same thing for you. You can work in departments and categories. You can change the product panels. One of the things that I will do real quick is change like the new product panel heading. If you wanted to feature, let's say, Father's Day options, you can go ahead and change the panel. And so when we go back to the home page and refresh, and no, that's still not coming through. Got two things that are generally working but aren't working right at this moment in time. I thought I tested everything at least once. But you can change, and I promise you, when you go with a live site, this will work. You can change your basic features here. So instead of saying new products, this would now say Father's Day products, and then you could use Pam to quickly and easily select the products that you want to feature for Father's Day. And that's a feature that makes life very, very easy for you to change. And then finally, I kind of want to look at, we've added some new functionality behind the site, and we have now a menu builder which allows you much more control over how your menu works. You can see that you can come in and manage your store navigation, so you can create a menu that works exactly the way you want it to. In this case, I've got my basic dynamic menu that's created by NitroCell software, and I've also added the blog link up into my main link so that you can see that as well. In addition to being able to control the menus, we have a carousel builder that allows you to control how the items are selected for a particular carousel. You can create new carousels that can be shown all over the site, and so again, if we take a quick look at like promotions, you can see that it's showing me what's currently available in the promote products that are selected by the rules that I've set up. I can set options on it so I can control how fast it moves and what kind of movement it has, what size it is on the various scales, etc. This is more handy for your developer if you're working with one, or for our team, but it does give you the complete control that you need. And I guess really, without going any deeper, we could spend the next hour and a half here, but because of our little technical difficulty, we've already gone 30 minutes into this. So what I'd like to do, as opposed to just continuing to skim over the tops of all NitroCell features, is I'd like to bring the webinar down a little bit here to the question stage and give everyone the option of asking, for about features that they'd like to see if possible. I've got, like Jonathan said earlier, I have with me today our president and CTO, Donna, and so for even the most difficult technical questions, we've got the people here that can answer. So I'd like to open it up for questions right now and see if anyone else has any questions.